Welcome back, guys. Today I'm going to be predicting the winner of the 133-pound bracket of NCAA Division I Wrestling. So, starting off with the first match, I'm going to fill out the bracket as I go. I'm going to go with Jax Forrest. He's been a phenom, high school phenom, transferred in the second semester of college and ended up with the number one ranking, which is shocking. Should have been Davino in my opinion, but he's going to take out whoever's going to come out of the pigtails. Next, we have Zane Fugit versus TK Davis. I'm going to go with Fugit. He's a beast. He was fourth last year, so he hasn't had the best season, but I think he's going to redeem himself, put up a good match, and advance. Next, we have Dom Serrano versus Blake Borman. Dom Serrano, look, I like UNCO wrestling. Shout out Bears. Dom Serrano could really go far if he locks in. Borman beat Lucas Bird at the Big Tens, so this is an upset right here. I see Borman can beat Serrano, and that will be the first upset of the tournament for this bracket. But I'm going to go with Serrano. I think he got injured at Big 12s, and he just didn't have a good tournament. But he's had a consistent season. He put up a competitive match with Frost. It was 7-1, but it was last-second takedowns in both periods. It was a much more competitive match, so he had a good season so far. Next, we have Markel Baker versus Will Bentecourt. I'm going to go with Baker. Baker, he's had a good season. Solid overall. Don't watch much film on him, but just by looking at his record, I expect him to advance. Next, we have Kyler Larkin versus Garrett. Kyler Larkin, if he wrestles anything like his brother, then he should advance. I watch more of his brother wrestle than Kyler just because I prefer other wrestlers. Now, he's going to advance. He's a really good wrestler. Technically was undefeated all season until he faced Jax Forrest, so he's going to do very well. Next we have Spidel versus Evan McGoulian. I'll go with the higher seed on this one. This is going to be good, but I'm going to go with Evan. Like most of these guys, I don't watch, but I'm going with my gut instinct. I've seen maybe a match here or there. Jacob Bandy versus Julian. Okay, Julian Farber is a good wrestler, but I think Jacob Bandy just has that edge over him. So I'm going to go with Van D. Next, we got Luke Whitlow-Trell, 15-10, versus Aaron Seidel is going to tech him. Aaron Seidel is a beast. He's my favorite wrestler, and I've only watched him wrestle a couple times. Like, I've never heard about this guy until he was about to face Jax Forrest. But when I saw him wrestle, he's my favorite wrestler. So, Aaron Seidel's taking him. Marcus Blaze versus Gabe. Okay, I could always say, here's an upset. But 9-8 versus 21-1. Don't overthink it. Blaze is going to get this. Good job, Blaze. Next, we have Gage Walker. I saw Gage Walker wrestle last year at UNC, Northern Colorado, when he was a freshman. I liked how he wrestled Steve O'Poulin. I'm going to go with Gage Walker. I didn't meet his dad, but his dad was sitting close to me. And, his dad was so focused and, cheering him on. So, he's got the dad power behind him. So, Gage Walker advances. Tyler Ferreira versus Zach Redding. Zach Redding, I've heard of his name so many times. He's got to be good. But Tyler Ferreira of Cornell, this is going to be a competitive match. But I'm going to go with, I want to say Redding, but look, that's an inconsistent record, man. 12-8. Tyler Ferreira, I'm going to go with Tyler. He's much better, more consistent season, obviously. So, good for him. He's advancing. Next, we got Drake Ayala. Drake Ayala, two-time finalist. He's not going to get bounced early on. That's not going to be his fate in this tournament. Next, we have Lucas Bird. So, we got Bird. Bird is going to win. Excuse me, guys. I'm going to go get my dog, but I'll make it quick. Alright, we're back. The dog's here with us. Okay, so now we got Braxton Brown versus Maximilian from American or Maryland. I'm going to go with the stronger program, which is Maryland. So we got Braxton. Yeah, we're going to go Brown. Next we got Ben Davino. Obviously, Ben Davino's a stud, so we're going to go with Davino. And then Tyler Knox on top. So Davino, and then we're going to go with Knox. All right, now we're going to work our way back up. So Knox versus Davino. This is going to be a cool matchup, but Davino's going to get the job done. You know, Knox just hasn't had that edge this season. He's an All-American, of course, but the level of this field, yesterday's champion is today's 4th or 5th place All-American. The level of this field has increased substantially. If you were an All-American last year, you're probably a blood round guy now. So Davino is going to beat Knox. And Davino's a 4-time state champ, I believe. So just goes to show how competitive this weight class is. So let's see. We're going to go with Bird over Brown, right? Lucas Bird is going to lock in, right? His girlfriend's going to give him the girlfriend magic, you know, nice massage, give him a good kiss, tell him to do well, pack him lunch like he's going to go work a construction 12-hour shift, and he's going to put in those man hours, right, and keep on going. Next we have, we got Drake versus Tyler. Okay, so Drake Ayala, I like Drake Ayala. He just doesn't give up, man. He always has fight. So we're going to go with Drake. He's going to come out on top. And then Blaze is going to beat Gage Walker Tech. I like Gage Walker, but Blaze, his style, I think he's going to, yeah. It's just like the styles is just not good for Gage Walker. Blaze is going to, you know, get the job done there. Next we got Aaron Seidel versus Van D. Okay, this is where I like this round. Real wrestlers come to play. Aaron Seidel is going to tech him. Aaron Seidel, guys, is on a different level. I'm telling you, he's going to shock the world, which I'll elaborate. Now, next we got Evan from Penn versus Kyler. This is going to be a banger matchup, guys. This is a potential upset. Oh my gosh, but Kyler Larkin, man, I just need to see more of his wrestling. But look, guys from Penn are always tough. Man, look, I don't think Kyler Larkin is the guy to choke. He was technically undefeated all year and just lost to Jax Forrest, right? And I don't think he's going to get dominated like that. Now, I'm sure there's going to be an upset. If there's an upset, Kyler Larkin's going to go out Thursday night against Evan. That's the upset I see, but I'm going to go with Kyler. Because this matchup is bound to happen. All right, next we got Serrano versus Baker. I'm going to go with, this is going to be an overtime match, most likely. Very contested. Man, Serrano's always proven me wrong, and he's always gets bounced out. But I think this year he's had the most consistent year. And he's a senior. He's going to let it fly. He's going to be like, screw my shoulder, screw my knee. I don't care. I'm going to let it all go. And he's going to get the win. All right, he's going to reach the quarters for the first time and, you know, put UNCO back on the map since Alira's won that championship. And now we got Jax. Okay, guys, call me crazy, but I think Zan Fuji is about the craziest thing. If there's an upset greater than this, I would be shocked. But I think Zan Fuji could beat Jax Forrest. Now, is it likely to happen? I think so. He's 4th place All-American last year. He has that gritty style. He's not going to get bullied by Jax. He keeps his matches close. But I think Jax is going to out-clutch him. He's not going to just out-manhandle him. He's going to out-clutch him. And it's going to be like a decision victory. This is going to be a decision victory for Jax. He's going to look mortal. And we're going to be like, and Friday morning, we're going to be like, oh, okay, who's really the number one? They're not going to favor Jax. They're going to look at maybe Aaron Seidel, maybe Davino, Bird. All right, guys, so now this is where we get down to business. Now, all of these guys here, The only guy who's actually like out is Serrano. He's not in the league of these guys. But interestingly speaking, he is a Big 12 champ just like Jack, so he should belong here. And he was undefeated in high school, 4-time Colorado State champion, like 168-0. So his resume says that he should belong in this tier. So don't be surprised if Serrano, has a solid tournament and gets to the quarters in the morning, right? Now, Serrano, I've never seen get manhandled, and Jack Swartz is the type of guy to just manhandle you. I want to say Serrano just because his little compact body, I think, is a good counter to Jack's Forrest. Serrano always has good positioning, and he's quick. He has pretty good hand fighting. He just doesn't have that urge to really get the takedowns, and that's what's going to cost him against Jack Swartz. If Serrano was aggressive, I think he could beat Jack Swartz. I know, guys, but I've seen Serrano wrestle. He's like a cat, right? But Jack Swartz, he's new. Nobody has really felt him out or has much tape on him. So he's going to get the job done. And, major decision. I wouldn't be surprised if he pins Serrano, honestly, because he just has that, unfortunately, for Serrano. Now, Kyler Larkin versus Aaron Seidel. I'm going to go with Aaron Seidel. Aaron Seidel manhandled Jack Swartz aside from getting put on his back on that one takedown. Right? He took Jack Swartz down. So he can go macho with Jack Swartz. And I think Aaron Seidel is more aggressive than Jack Swartz, guys. I think we're overlooking Aaron Seidel just because Jack Swartz got that win. But don't forget, 3 takedowns to 1 takedown, which happened to be on his back. He's gonna tech Kyler. Once we get to Friday night, we're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is the real finals right here. That's what they're gonna say. So now, let's go with Blaze and Drake. Okay, guys. This is where I think everything goes crazy. I'm going Drake Ayala. Drake Ayala, despite getting beat down by these freshmen, he's gotten better and better. And he just beat Lucas Bird when he couldn't beat Lucas Bird. He wrestled back for third. So he has the edge. He's coming off a win going into this tournament. In his mind, he's like, I'm a 2-time finalist. I just beat the defending champion, right? And not saying that Bird's loss to Borman was a fluke, but Lucas Bird avenged that loss later on convincingly. And Drake just beat Lucas Bird. So Drake is definitely NCAA champion level. And Blaze does not have that mentality to go after it. And I think Drake Ayala, after these first couple rounds, if he comes out going for points instead of, trying to be a sneaky tactician, I think he's going to take on Marcus Blaze. He's going to force Marcus Blaze to use his true skill. It's going to be the skill of Blaze versus the experience of Ayala. And I think Ayala should bet on his experience to go into deep waters. He's went into overtime matches in, I think, both finals he's went to with the guy from Arizona State, right? Overtime match there and then overtime with Lucas Bird. He has the experience to go, with all or nothing. Marcus Blaze, he's gone into overtime matches, but they're the little ticky-tacky ones where you just do ride-outs. No one's taking shots. They're not in crazy scrambles. It's who can ride each other out more. That's not really getting you that edge experience, right? So if Drake Ayala comes out taking it to Marcus Blaze, even if he gets taken down by Marcus Blaze on a counter, if Drake Ayala keeps forcing those positions, I think he could catch Marcus Blaze and possibly put him on his back or go in a crazy scramble position where, he gets back points. I really believe it. I don't think Ayala is going to lose 3 times to Blaze in a row, especially with how competitive their matches are. I really do think Drake can take down and beat Blaze, and I think it's going to happen. I don't think he's going to get bounced he deserves it with the way he's wrestling as a recent over Blaze, right? Hey, but if Blaze comes out and texts everybody in the first 2 periods because he lost to Davino, I don't know. It'll still be a good match. But I'm taking Drake to be the first upset. Next, we got Bird and Davino. Now, guys, this is where it gets even crazier. I'm taking Lucas Bird over Davino. I know the freshmen are going crazy, but Davino's style is not going to work on Lucas Bird. Lucas Bird, yes, he lost to Borman and he looked defeated at the end, but Lucas Bird is a man. He's about to get married, I think. I don't think he's going to just roll over and let some 19-year-old kid just punk him like that. And Davino is going to try to punk him, but Bird's going to be like, this style is not going to work on me. And he's going to pull out that man strength and, go to toe with Davino. Like, if there was Marcus Blaze versus Bird, I think I would pick Blaze. But because Davino's so aggressive, I think he's going to make Lucas Bird mad, and they're really going to get scrappy. And in a scrap like that, I'm going to choose Lucas Bird. He's the champion. He's the veteran. He's the man. He's got the 6'3" girlfriend. Like, if he can handle that, he can handle Davino, honestly. So, Lucas Bird, Drake Ayala, rematch. The freshmen are going down on the bottom side of the bracket. Come on, guys. Returning two-time finalists with defending champion. I know these freshmen are studs, but we can't overlook the resumes. And the seasons. Like, he's just been lined up with so many elite guys. Like, you're bound to lose. Most of these guys have avoided each other, honestly, so that's why their resumes are good. Okay, Aaron Seidel versus Jax Forrest. I'm going to go with Seidel. Seidel is going to avenge his loss and beat Jax Forrest. The reason I say this is silly, but Jax Forrest just dyed his hair blonde. That just kills your aura. Why break something? Why try to fix something when it's not broken, right? His image, like, when you change your hair, you change your identity, right? That's the whole point. And his identity before the blonde hair was a winner, dominating guy who just won Big 12s coming out of high school. What is the blonde hair going to represent? Are you trying to go Super Saiyan? You were already a Super Saiyan before. I think this is counterintuitive, and Jax Forrest with the blonde hair, he's going to look mortal. It's unnatural. That blonde hair is unnatural. He's going to get unnatural, unexpected results at this tournament. And he's supposed to beat Aaron Seidel, which he's done in the past twice. But I don't think a guy like Aaron Seidel is going to lose 3 times in a row to the same guy. He's that good. It's like David Carr versus Keegan O'Toole, right? Aaron Seidel is going to prove it to the world. He even stated he's out here to take out the best, to prove the world wrong. And I think he's going to make the final. I'm telling you guys, the champion is not going to be the champion you expect. People are picking Marcus Blaze, Ben Davino. Well, look. Now, Bird versus Ayala. Oh my gosh. I want to say Bird, but I think this is where Bird finally gets... Oh my gosh. Drake. Look, if it was Drake versus Davino, I think Davino would advance. But because he got Bird, I'm going to go Bird. And then Drake, at this point, once he beats Blaze, which I think he can and probably will, if Blaze comes out with the same style that he has the last 8 weeks, I think Drake is not going to give a F and just go after Lucas Bird and take it to him and finally go hard. All right, so now we got a new matchup, Aaron Seidel versus Drake Ayala. Drake Ayala. Oh my gosh. 3rd time's a charm, right? 3rd time's a charm. This is going to be an overtime match. Jax Forrest teched Drake Ayala, right? But now that Drake Ayala has felt Jax Forrest and he's watched Jax Forrest versus Aaron Seidel, Drake Ayala is going to be mentally prepared to handle Seidel's style, right? They're going to come out aggressive. This is going to be over 10-point match. They're going to go crazy. They're going to risk it all. But, I want to pick Drake, but I want to pick Drake Ayala so bad. 3rd time's a charm. He's not dating fixed. Drake Ayala actually goes for shots, man. He actually risks it in the finals every now and then. But I'm going to go with Aaron Seidel. Aaron Seidel just has this style where he's like a relentless dog. He's like those hunting dogs that you take out to hunt, right, in the mountains. He's like that. He just doesn't care. He's a Agent 47, but with hair. That's what I think of Aaron Seidel. Like, you beat him, but he's not going to give up. He's so focused. He's so laser focused. He has a chip on his shoulder. Jax Forrest doesn't have that. That's why I think he's going to beat Jax Forrest. And with Drake, it's going to be like an almost Christmas miracle ending, but a new era has arrived, and it's Aaron Seidel. He's going to shock the world. Pull off the red shirt. He's going to win this. And that's my winners, guys. I'm not going to do the bottom side of the bracket. I'm actually not that interested in doing it. But who do I think will take 3rd place? Third place will be Jax Forrest, and he's gonna beat Ben Davino for third place, and then Marcus Blaze is gonna be fifth place over Lucas Bird, and then who's gonna be eighth place? I think Kyler Larkin versus Fugit, maybe Van D or Tyler. Man, there's so many All-Americans being left out. I want to say Serrano, but I think Serrano's going to get destroyed by these other guys once he meets them in the backside. Like, he just had a really good draw to make the quarters. So, 8th place, Van D, Knox, Fugit. Just depends who they get on the Bloods. But, yeah, Aaron Seidel is the winner, guys. What do you think? Let me know. What do you think is going to happen? Aaron Seidel for the win. Let's go.